In the vast sea of electric skateboards, Ecomobl TELUM BA has often been unjustly relegated to the background, its capabilities overlooked and misinterpreted by many. Despite its introduction just a few years back, the TELUM series has quickly become a notable brand name in the electric skateboard realm. Sure, there are certain aspects that some users might pinpoint as problematic, but isn't that true with every trailblazing product? Over the last year, this board has been through a transformative journey, receiving multiple iterative upgrades that have significantly enhanced its performance and comfort. As a result, it has outgrown the initial criticism and grown into a more refined, more powerful, and indeed more desirable board. It's safe to say that the TELUM BA 4-wheel drive is a dark horse among its peers, immensely powerful and completely capable of anything you throw at it. Now, I find myself required to revisit this fascinating piece of machinery and reevaluate it in the light of its improvements, because every potential buyer deserves to know if this board is worth the investment of their hard-earned money. So without further ado, let's delve deeper into the heart of the Ecomobl TELUM BA series, dissect its features, analyze its performance, and answer the ultimate question. After being out on the market for more than a whole year, is it finally worth its price tag? Let's get started now. A quick message from me, I'm raffling out my X-Wave Flex as the prize for the May-June raffles. All you have to do to enter is to be a subscriber and comment down below. Also, on my other video, I'm collaborating with Meepo to give away 2 additional Meepo V3S electric skateboards on top of the X-Wave Flex that you see here. Be sure to comment and enter the giveaway on that video as well. In total, I'm giving away 3 electric skateboards by the end of June. Be sure to enter now. More details at the end of the video. At the heart of the Ecomobl TELUM BA lies the power of 4-wheel drive, driven by 4 robust planetary gear motors. This electric mountain board, in its original setup, sports airless hard rubber tires designed specifically for the thrill seekers who love to traverse rugged off-road terrains. Whether it's dirt trails sprinkled with grit, rocky roads that challenge your balance, grasslands that demands an extra push, or even slippery, frostbitten snow trails, the TELUM BA does not flinch. With the addition of studs on hard rubber tires, I was able to conquer slippery conditions that would have been a no-go zone for many other boards. The robust tires coupled with the planetary gear motors lends an extraordinary grip and stability, even in the harshest conditions. However, the board's prowess in off-road conditions somewhat overshadows its capabilities on smoother, well-paved surfaces. The hard rubber tires that are exceptional on off-road terrains seem to struggle on smooth asphalt or flat roads. The result is a bumpy ride, laden with harsh vibrations that can quickly become uncomfortable even for seasoned riders. This particular shortcoming posed a challenge when recommending the TELUM series to a broader audience, many of whom would primarily use the board on well-paved roads. A year ago, my advice was clear. Consider the TELUM BA if you already own another board suitable for smooth paved roads, because you do not want to take these hard rubber tires on smooth roads. This advice was driven by the assumption that harsh and bumpy ride of the airless tires wouldn't make for an enjoyable experience for many riders. This has been a persistent concern among many TELUM owners, but it's time to flip the script. Fast forward to now, the game has changed significantly. Enter Pneumatic Wheels. These newly introduced wheels have effectively revolutionized the TELUM BA experience. What a transformation it has been. With the addition of the pneumatic wheels, the TELUM BA has swiftly climbed the ranks to become one of my favorite boards to date. So impressive has this transformation been that instead of considering parting ways with the board as I once did, I find myself increasingly drawn to it. Yes, the pneumatic wheels have been game-changing, making the TELUM BA not just an incredible off-road beast, but now a competent all-rounder as well, even on paved surfaces. In a remarkable gesture of customer service and ongoing product development, Ecomobl has sent me a complimentary set of pneumatic wheels along with compatible wheel hubs designed specifically for the TELUM series. With a fresh sense of anticipation, I set about installing these new components, a process that, while time-consuming, was quite straightforward. It should be noted that a change of the wheel hub would only be necessary for those who acquired their skateboards prior to the introduction of pneumatic wheels like Ecomobl. Once new wheels were secured securely mounted, it was time to put the updated TELUM BA to the test. I immediately noticed a significant difference. The board felt considerably lighter, displayed an increase in maneuverability, making lifting with the strap and hopping off curbs a breeze. It was as though the board has been injected with a fresh lease of life and was ready to tackle the asphalt like never before. The new pneumatic tires have imbued the TELUM BA with a level of responsiveness that makes it feel hyper-reactive to every moment and shifting weight. This change has significantly enhanced the board's compatibility with smooth paved surfaces, transforming its performance and riding comfort. The tires are incredibly smooth and they lend the board a sense of grace and ease in motion that it lacked before. To truly encapsulate the change in ride quality, imagine making a transition from maneuvering through a rocky pit to gliding effortlessly on a smooth, polished ice rink. The contrast is stark and the improvement is colossal. The ride is now buttery smooth, providing testament to the impact of pneumatic wheels have had on TELUM BA's overall performance and versatility. The TELUM is the first board I tried that's using springs as bushings. It takes some time to adjust to. It's weird with springs. These reds are the softest. They go on the front by default, yet they are still somewhat hard to turn as compared to your kingpin skateboard trucks. The raised edge of the deck does help a bit, but you really have to put your weight into it to make some turns. However, these springs are incredibly bouncy despite being hard to turn for some reason. What I mean by that is, while it's hard to turn, it's actually easy to carve. It simply bounces from one side to another as you're carving, making the carving experience very nimble despite being such a huge board. But if you just need to make a left turn, you need to put some serious weight into the board to make that turn. The carbon fiber deck has pros and cons. The pros being that it's super thin, lightweight, and flexible. It dampens tons of road vibrations so that your ride would feel super smooth. It's tuned for off-road dampening in mind. The con is that it's too flexible and too soft. It introduces a lot of instability to the board as you carve and accelerate. When I was making hard turns, in the middle of the turn, I would feel the board starts to already bounce back into the upright position while the board is still halfway into the turn. This throws off my balance quite a bit and is potentially dangerous for riders who don't know how to handle this situation. The other problem with the soft deck is instability during hard accelerations and high speeds. Riders need a solid and stiff board when accelerating hard or going at high speeds, otherwise you will start feeling wobbles. Wobbles that actually originate from the board bouncing if it's too soft. Of the board. So there are a couple of ways to reduce bounciness of the board and increase the turnability of the TELUM BA, which would in turn make it super fun to ride, and that's stands and bindings. With this board, your feet need to stand away from each other as far as possible. This deck is the bounciest when the weight is applied to the center of the board. As long as you keep this in mind and apply this, you should be able to mitigate most of the bounciness. Bindings on this board is essential. I would say you are locking away 50% of the board's potential if you are not using the bindings. These things are incredibly critical to unlocking 100% potential of the board. Once I put the bindings on, I can suddenly turn a lot harder now, carve a lot more aggressive than before, and lean confidently at angles that would almost certainly throw me off if I wasn't wearing bindings. The wobbles are almost gone as well because your weight is now tied and interfaced with the board. The TELUM BA feels and rides like a complete beast once you put the bindings on. It becomes more stable, you turn harder, and turn sharper. Nearly every criticism I had about the riding quality disappears when the bindings come on. Remember, the bindings unlock 100% of this board's potential. One thing I'm really concerned about owning a four-wheel drive board is rolling resistance. Any wheels attached to motors won't roll very far if you let go of the accelerator. I'm concerned this would cause jerkiness at high speeds, that the board would have a tendency to slow down very quickly, sometimes slowing down dangerously quickly and throwing the rider off. But I'm happy to report the TELUM BA's planetary gears have probably the best free rolling wheel attached to the motor that I've ever seen. It keeps going for a long time when you let go of the accelerator. This is especially important for four-wheel drive, as there will be significant more rolling resistance. If you look at other wheels attached to belt motors, the wheels would stop moving almost the instant you let the wheel go, but planetary gears would roll for a lot longer, and that's definitely noticeable when riding. This may be a personal preference, but the board is really loud. It's way louder than any electric skateboard I've been on. I think this is because the metal gears used in the planetary system. It produces a metal grinding noise that masks the motor scream. Normally, what you hear on a skateboard is the sound of the motors when it spins very fast. People often call it motor scream. The TELUM BA does not have a motor scream, or at least not that I know of, because the gears in the planetary gear system produce a loud noise as a byproduct. The noise of this board originates from the gears, but not the motors. And it is super loud. If you live in a quiet neighborhood like me, I wouldn't use it during late hours because it would wake people up for sure. The other problem with the noises it produces is that at low RPMs, the noises sound very terrible. Motor screams on belt drives at low RPMs is basically silence, but the low RPMs on the planetary gear system sounds like a machine is dying, sounds like a chainsaw about to die. There's a lot of grinding, a lot of stress involved in that kind of noise. It just doesn't sound cool. It sounds like some piece of equipment is really struggling and dying. Again, this is all personal preference. You may love the noise this board produces, and that's great. All the power to you, but this is something that most people don't think about when purchasing a board. I certainly wasn't thinking about how loud this board might sound when I was purchasing it, and I certainly did not like that at all. The TELUM BA 4-wheel drive uses a LingYi ESC. It feels extremely jerky at all levels. I see a lot of people complaining about Meepo boards being jerky because Meepo uses the LingYi ESC. Now I'm pretty convinced this problem isn't Meepo or TELUM BA. The jerkiness is coming from all the LingYi ESC's programming. You have to be super extra careful with this board as it goes from 0 to 100 in a fraction of a second, which is a testament to its raw power, but the acceleration curve should be smoothed out. I did contact Ecomobl about this, and they said pretty much nothing that could be done to fix it. Their only proxy solution is to lower speed modes, and that doesn't really solve this problem, and it's still very extremely jerky even at speed mode 1, the lowest speed setting. The speed mode only changes the top speed, but not the acceleration curve. So if you're getting this board, just know that it's going to be really aggressive when accelerating. One of the downsides of owning this board is that I can't find any third-party tires with this board. I contacted every tire maker on AliExpress and no one had the right size to fit this hub for the TELUM BA. You can only buy from Ecomobl, so how long will they support making these tires is how long your board will run for. Delivering an accelerating blend of power and specialization, the Ecomobl TELUM BA 4-wheel drive undoubtedly stands out as a remarkable feat of engineering, dedicatedly designed with the adventurous off-roader in mind. A primary standout feature of this exceptional board is its airless hard rubber tires, constructed with remarkable dexterity to conquer versatile terrains. Whether if you're gliding over grassy plains, venturing into dirt trails, or boldly traversing snowy landscapes, the TELUM BA assures an unbeatable performance. What truly sets this board apart is its transformative prowess, offering an additional feature of pneumatic tire setup for those who crave the thrill of on-road riding. A seamless transition to these pneumatic tires offers a drastic enhancement to your on-road experience. The ride quality transforms into an exquisite, smooth glide that adds an entirely new level of enjoyment to the TELUM BA experience. And of course, no product is without its minor hiccups. I did encounter a few along my journey with the TELUM BA, however none of them take away from the fact that this board is genuinely one of the most distinctive offerings in today's market. It brings together the best of both worlds, the thrill of off-roading and the smoothness of on-road riding, all rolled together into one package. All in all, the Ecomobl TELUM BA 4-wheel drive not only meets the mark, but surpasses expectations, ruling the top position for both off-road and on-road electric skateboarding experiences. As a giveaway is only applicable to locations within the United States. You may enter only once. I will remove duplicate comments until only one unique user comment is left. Winners will be decided and contacted on the first week of July. I'm giving back all my sample boards to you, my viewers. You're the ones making this possible. The more of you who subscribe, the more free sample boards I can give out to you. So thank you for all of your support. I really do appreciate that. Also check out down below for my coupons and affiliate links if you're interested in supporting my small channel. All revenues I received are reinvested into making the channel better, such as equipment and acquiring new boards. Your support means everything to me and keeps me going. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.